بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين ولعنة الله على قتلتهم وأعدائهم أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, my name is Ali al-Habib, coming live to you from the minor land of 𝗦𝗦𝗕𝗏. Welcome to the Ali al-Habib show. Foremostly, we approach the domain of sanctity. To our awaited Imam, blessings be upon him, we convey our most heartfelt benedictions and congratulations upon the birthday commemoration of our purified Imams, Muhammad bin Ali al-Baqir and Ali bin Muhammad al-Hadi, the divinely designated guides by Allah the Almighty. The one who holds to them shall indeed win, and the one who rejects them shall indeed and certainly be regretful. Ladies and gentlemen, after the world was taken by storm on the release of the Lady of Heaven film trailer, news outlets from around the world, globally, were startled with the overwhelming support and overwhelming noise that the Lady of Heaven film trailer created upon its release. Tens of news outlets covered the story in big headlines stating the Lady of Heaven movie trailer sparks support from around the world. Known and famous news outlets such as Digital Journal, The Atlantic Report, Alaska News Desk, News 21, and many other news outlets covered this storm that overtook the world. Today, ladies and gentlemen, and before we open the show for the dear callers, I read out to you the most recent press release by the famous outlet Yahoo Web Services, stating in the big headlines, and I asked the Honorable Director to put the screen on the live show, stating in the big headlines, the Lady of Heaven movie tells a story never before seen on the big screen. As soon as the Enlightened Kingdom Production Film Company released the first trailer for their historical drama, The Lady of Heaven, online, it gained massive support. Only weeks after its release, views are nearly 2 million and growing daily. Ladies and gentlemen, from my position here today, which is Sunday the 14th of February, the Lady of Heaven film trailer has reached 2,083,495 views, surpassing the number stated in the article. Only weeks after its release, views are nearly 2 million and growing daily. The trailer has since been reposted thousands of times, and almost 200 videos or 200 reaction videos to the trailer have been made by enthusiastic fans from around the world, with more pouring in every day. And the new statistics, ladies and gentlemen, states that the reactions to the Lady of Heaven trailer has surpassed this number greatly, and rather has hit the 500 mark. Has hit the 500 mark on this phenomenal trailer. 500 reaction videos in such a short time, without any form of advertisement, without any form of prior knowledge or sponsorship. Absolute organic support from around the world has reached all these people from around the world from various countries, from various nationalities, from various religions. All took it upon themselves and were startled, astounded by the amazing trailer and the amazing support that it gained from around the world, which led them to indeed react to this trailer. And by the support or the viewers who contacted these channels and asked them, requested from them to react to the Lady of Heaven trailer. Indeed, everyone should take part in this historical or historic moment. Everyone should reach out. Everyone should work as hard as they can to spread the word, to convey the message of Fatima, blessings be upon her, to the world. Speak to the people, contact known YouTubers, make them aware of this great occurrence that has occurred. This great occurrence, and mark my words, this great occurrence which shall change the course of history. We have now embarked on a new era with the coming of this film. Take part in this, ladies and gentlemen. And if we want for the trailer to reach each and every house, each and every person, each and every individual, that requires getting you involved and getting everyone you know involved likewise. Yes, right now, the Lady of Heaven trailer has reached over 2 million views. However, this is nowhere near our goals and nowhere near our targets. We aim for this trailer, ladies and gentlemen, to break the world record for the most viewed trailer. And mark my words, it shall, inshallah. Especially if we unite and put our hands together in spreading the word, in conveying the message of Fatima. Indeed, we shall break every record set. We shall make this film and this story an event that everyone remembers in their life. Inshallah. The film trailer's sensational reaction makes one think of the response of the fans to a new Marvel movie or similar. This statement here is comparing a Marvel movie, whom normally gains massive support from around the world, massive attention worldwide. The spark that the Lady of Heaven film ignited in the world is competing with very known production companies and very known films from around the world, such as Marvel movies. This is what we created, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we managed to achieve together. Yes, indeed, the Lady of Heaven film shall be a very strong competitor to all films from all categories. Indeed, the Lady of Heaven, her message shall be conveyed, and this phenomenal story shall be brought to the big screens in a spectacular way, inshallah. The film trailer's sensational reaction makes one think of the response of fans to a new Marvel movie or similar. In fact, the film's subject matter is a historical tale that has never been before tackled by filmmakers. Indeed, this historical tale has never been tackled by filmmakers. Indeed, a phenomenal story, a unique story that the world shall know about in the next couple months, hopefully. The movie depicts two plot lines simultaneously: the plight of an Iraqi child who loses his mother during the war, and the heart-wrenching journey of Lady Fatima, the daughter of Prophet Muhammad, blessings be upon him and his progeny. Separated by 1,400 years, the Iraqi child named Layth, amid a war-torn country, learns the importance of the power of patience. After losing his mother, the child finds himself in a new home where a loving grandmother narrates the story of the Lady of Heaven and how suffering as the first victim of terrorism spun out of control into the 21st century. Say the filmmakers, the lady is held dear in the hearts of billions worldwide, but her story has never been shared through a film. Her story is a universal one that we can all learn from, teaching us the best response to corruption and power-hungry politicians. The lady is a powerful and essential historic character that many in the world have never been introduced to. The film is also exceptionally historically accurate. We worked tirelessly to ensure that all aspects of the film are linked to historical records, from the characters to the scenes to the clothing, armory, pottery house, etc. Everything was painstakingly researched. And this, ladies and gentlemen, assures you that the historical end to this film is 100% historically accurate. This film, the story, is based upon founded historical evidence that no one can deny. And we understand that some individuals tend to doubt and asperse the historical narrative, but that is only because of their theology, that is only because of their biasness, that is only because of the ground that they embark from. Something that is against their creed, something that they may not or may conflict with their creed. It is of course understandable that they would tend to doubt the story. However, if one takes an unbiased position and compares the two narratives, looks at it with deep research and insightful assessment, shall come to the reality that the events that occurred, or the events covered in this film, are indeed a reality, are indeed what occurred to the Lady of Heaven, Fatima, blessings be upon her. We should not let our biasness, ladies and gentlemen, obstruct us from revealing truth or recognizing truth, recognizing a reality. We understand your position. We understand that this is a sensitive topic and a sensitive subject matter. However, if you do not hold the required qualifications and you have not researched this matter in a way which you can disprove the incidents or the events covered in the film, then you should rather remain silent and take an unbiased position, or take a position to the side. And let the one who deems himself an educated, qualified individual come forth and debate or discuss. But indeed, as the filmmakers say, non-Muslims have said that we worked tirelessly to ensure that all aspects of the film are linked to historical records. This film, or the film, is also exceptionally historically accurate, from the characters to the scenes, to clothing, armory and pottery, houses, and etc. Everything was painstakingly researched. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the characters whom you shall see in this film, Abu Bakr, Omar, Aisha, the other characters, of course, including the noble characters, the noble figures, were precisely, as far as we possibly can achieve, were historically accurate according to the narrations and historical reports. And every question you may have, we would gladly answer you. For example, one may ask, what is the evidence that one of the eyes of Abu Bakr were blue? He had the known condition in his eyes. What is the evidence of this? At a later stage, you may even also call, and we would gladly answer you. What is the evidence that Abu Bakr's beard was like this? His beard. And we would gladly answer you. What is the evidence? What is the proofs of this and that? We would gladly answer you. All you need to do is reach out, and the evidence will be brought forth to you gladly. The film, continuing, the film shows the historical roots of groups like ISIS through the connection of ISIS at the time of Layth and similar groups at the time of the Lady. Through this, we can see where ISIS originated, giving people a potential answer to their confusion about modern day terrorism. Indeed, this film, ladies and gentlemen, shall give this answer to all and shall remove the shadow that has been forecasted upon this nation. All this confusion, all these questions, looking at the Quran, looking at the ahadith from our books, for example, one will not find what the terrorists are committing. One will not find evidence or legitimacy to these actions in our books. So what has happened? What is occurring? Why are these people committing such actions and deeming them legitimate? Indeed, this film, ladies and gentlemen, shall explain to you and give you all the answers you need, explaining to you the very roots of terrorism and from where they stemmed from 1,400 years ago. The trailer release has created a profound amount of completely organic excitement. Completely organic excitement. This term, this statement is a very important statement. And as I've emphasized earlier or prior, that this film was not advertised. The trailer was not advertised, was not sponsored, was not brought to the attention of the people before the release of the trailer. All of the 2 million views that we have got currently on the trailer, and all the reaction videos and all the support worldwide was completely organic, completely raw, as they call it. Unlike other films, just like, for example, the Godzilla vs. Kong film, and the other films coming this year, James Bond and the likes, they all had a very strong advertisement, a very strong push in dissemination. With regards to our film, none of that occurred. And how about if we start to advertise? What will occur? 2 million without any form of advertisement. If we start to advertise, if we start with making merchandise and working, disseminating the film worldwide, launching this campaign, I have no doubt that we will reach over 200 million and even over that, breaking the world historical record for views or for most viewed trailer online. I have no doubts with regards to this, and especially if we unite together. The trailer release has created a profound amount of completely organic excitement in every country globally, spawning reports all across Europe, America, Asia, and the Middle East. In Iraq, the film trailer's massive support has been the most dramatic, with extreme organic support continuing daily. This massive reaction is probably due in part to the Iraqi heritage depicted in the storyline. People across the country have taken it upon themselves to print the posters themselves and put them up on the walls. And we will soon, inshallah, ladies and gentlemen, we will display some of the pictures that we have towards the end of the show. People across the country have taken it upon themselves to print the posters themselves and put them up on the walls around the cities. The Lady of Heaven poster have been voluntarily taken from the film's website, printed on their homes or printed on home printers and been replaced or placed by enthusiastic supporters on the walls of holy shrines. A picture whom you shall soon see, inshallah. The film's trailer has been downloaded by fans from its YouTube platform and shown on big TV screens at intersections on roadsides across all the main cities in Iraq. People have went to the big screens on the streets and played the Lady of Heaven trailer in Iraq. And here from my position, I find it a duty, an obligation to salute our supporters from Iraq, the honorable gentlemen and, of course, ladies whom worked so hard to spread and convey the message of the Lady of Heaven. And very soon we shall see the fruits of this work. We continue. Examining the excitement with which the trailer has been received around the world, Hussein al-Shimri, executive producer on the project, says simply that there are 250 films on Jesus Christ, 120 films about Moses, 80 about other prophets, and 40 films about Buddha, but there are none about the life of Lady Fatima, daughter of the Prophet Muhammad until now. When asked why they chose to make this feature film, 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗧𝗜𝗢𝗥𝗓, executive producer of the film, said, in a time of global uncertainty and hardship, the lady's story is a much needed message of patience, hope and strength. Indeed, the film's writer, Sheikh al-Habib, adds, the film conveys a message of love and peace. It is a call to a better mindset when dealing with challenges. I am certain that should humanity follow in the footsteps of the lady, peace, justice, equality will prevail and triumph. I pray for this to happen. One of the most delicate issues for the filmmakers was to figure out how to show these holy personalities or holy figures without breaking any religious codes of depiction. In one of the film's most ground-breaking elements, the film or the movie uses new technology to keep the film in line with these codes. Producers of the film state, following Islamic tradition, no individual represented a holy personality during the making of this film. The performances of the holy personalities were achieved through a unique synthesis of actors, camera effects or in-camera effects, lighting and visual effects. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is an answer to any confusion upon watching the trailer. We understand that many had this confusion, including professional cinematic producers and individuals in the film industry. We stated in our last show that in one of the meetings with a very large company in California discussing the film's distribution, two individuals had a meeting with their brothers in Enlightened Kingdom production. And as they were in the meeting, when they had showed him or showed them the picture or the depiction of the Prophet Muhammad in the film, blessings be upon him and his progeny, they at first did not recognize that this was a created face, a created countenance through CGI and a unique synthesis of in-camera effects, lighting, and actors. They did not recognize at first. But then when we had told them that this actually is a unique mean to create or to make or to depict this face, they were shocked. They were shocked and amazed. And they said, we would have never, or something along the lines, that we would have never have assumed this if you hadn't told us. Very soon, or not very soon, I would say maybe after the film's release and after the years go by, you will see with your own eyes how the continents from behind the scenes, how the continents of the holy figures were created or made. Rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, the holy figures' personalities, the continents, the faces are uniquely made, are created through CGI and a unique synthesis of actors in lighting, in camera effects, lighting and visual effects, CGI. And this is exactly what they stated in the article, where they said, in one of the film's most groundbreaking elements, the movie uses new technology to keep the film in line with these codes. A groundbreaking element. Indeed, this depiction, this work, this project shall be an advancement for cinematic production. Indeed, this project and the work inside it and the work within it shall be a unique and a phenomenal advancement in the cinematic production or in the cinematic industry. We have a caller. We will take it, inshallah. We have Sajjad from Iraq. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, dear brother.
Sorry. I just really wanted to express my support for this movie. As a Rahbari myself, I do support Imam Khamenei. I do put my political differences aside to support this movie. I think it's a great opportunity to show the story of Lady 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗓 alayhi salam.
Alayhi salatu wassalam.
Yeah. Sorry, brother, that's all I wanted to say. I really support this movie. Alhamdulillah, inshallah. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this will release in the movie theaters.
I salute you, ladies, dear brother. I salute you, dear brother Sajjad, for putting Lady Fatima first. And
of course, brother.
Putting your, let's say, political inclinations aside when it comes to Lady Fatima. And inshallah, we shall continue to serve Lady Fatima and any type of person who tries to stand against Lady Fatima or tries to suffocate her voice. We shall inshallah stand against him, as we are in the end of the day Shia.
Inshallah.
And we stand with the Lady of Heaven and the Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam no matter what. And I once again salute you for this stand. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us and guide you to the right path, and for us to follow the right individuals who shall lead us to a victorious path, insha'Allah, leading to Sahib al-Amr wa Zaman, salawatullahi alayhi.
Salawatullah.
May Allah bless you, dear brother, and accept from you and elevate your status.
Thank you, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaykum as-salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is truly an honorable man. A man who has set aside his political inclination to a more esteemed goal, a more esteemed target. People whom are like him should indeed walk in his footsteps. Fatima alayha salam unites us. We as Shias do not dispute. We are united upon the oppression that's befell Lady Fatima. We are united regarding this matter. Any position or any political person or any person of influence who tries to come and break this unity shall be broken. And history, ladies and gentlemen, history will not have mercy upon these individuals. We are achieving together an achievement that the centuries will remember, that the next generations shall mention and teach. These individuals who united to suffocate the voice of Lady Fatima indeed will not be remembered greatly, nor will they be remembered with khair. Praisefully. We here, ladies and gentlemen, are launching for the first time a project that spreads and conveys the message of Lady Fatima to the world. The storyline that the news outlets are startled by. The storyline that had been buried 1,400 years, concealed, hidden from you, shall, with the coming of this film, breach to the world and illuminate the nations, inspiring the world by the story of Lady Fatima. And as you see with the reaction videos to the trailer, that has surpassed the number of 500. What are they saying? They are saying, the Lady of Heaven, Fatima, 𝗧𝗦𝗧𝗏𝗧. They are deeply inspired by her stand, the witness of Lady Fatima, shall be an inspiration for the generations to come. We finish the article and open the line for the callers. Filmed in Georgia and London, England, for a budget of 15 million, the movie is described by John Stephenson, OBE, creative consultant for the film, as Lawrence of Arabia meets Game of Thrones, stating that with the high production of this film, the strong, powerful message, and all the elements in this film competes and is on the level, rather greater than that, competes with films such as Lawrence of Arabia or Game of Thrones. This indeed, ladies and gentlemen, this film shall indeed exceed and excel over these two films, making it a new category called the Lady of Heaven. Insha'Allah. The film is looking forward to an international theoretical release, although producers say that, as with all theoretical releases or theoretical releases, coronavirus makes things uncertain. And this answers the question of many brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, throughout the world. When does this film release? Indeed, coronavirus makes things uncertain. But our aim, for as soon as the restrictions ease, and after consulting with the team and companies contracted with the United Kingdom, our aim is definitely to put this film out as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I open to you the ground, and I open to you the show for any calls, any questions, and I am now looking at the YouTube chat. Any questions stated in the YouTube chat shall be read out and answered, insha'Allah. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, with the number on the screen, I am more than happy to take your calls and answer your questions, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, no problem, insha'Allah. We have 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the show is yours. The ground is yours. I see multiple discussions occurring in the YouTube chat. Yeshua bin Maryam, Bowleg Maxim, First of the North Star, Muslim Online. Any questions stated in the YouTube chat shall be answered, insha'Allah. And insha'Allah, in the last 5 minutes, I'll be putting some photos, or I'll be showing to you some photos of the massive support the film gained during the course of the month on the release of the film. May Allah bless you too, Yeshua bin Maryam. May Allah bless you too. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, before we show you the pictures and before we conclude this show? You may write your questions to be read out in the live show and answered, insha'Allah. Also, I remind the dear viewers that the number for call-ins is on the screen And I am happy to take your calls, reacting to the Lady of Heaven. Spread your message. Tell us, what did you think of the Lady of Heaven trailer? What did you think? What are your opinions? If you have a message to convey to a certain group, the ground is yours, the show is yours, you're more than welcome to call in and contribute. Brother Muhammad Hassan Akhbari writes, can you please tell of any further upcoming productions of Enlightened Kingdom? An excellent question. Indeed, we have plans for the future. Many films to come. And happens to be that Shaykh al-Habib is already thinking and noting his ideas for a second film. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it is a new era that we have embarked upon. We shall convey the message of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi and his progeny to the world through these unique means. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. And you shall see what occurs after. The Shias would be in a position never before. Truly, we have embarked on a new era. Question by Yeshua bin Maryam. The lady that was portrayed in the trailer with the face painting, who was that? Jazakallah khair. Firstly, okay, I know the lady that you mean, but it wasn't a face painting. It was how the people of Jahiliyyah used to design their makeup at the time, if you will. But, well, it is known, and I don't want to, spoil it out for you, ladies and gentlemen. I've noticed many questions that occur, as in, who is this person in the film? Okay, we know this one, but who is that one? Who is the lady? Who is the man walking besides the three men whom entered to the place? Many questions occurred like this. I don't know if I am meant to answer it, but I can give you a hint, which I have already. No, she is not Aisha, of course. And she is from the women of Jahiliyyah, a very known, prominent woman who had a very known role in fighting the Messenger of Allah in the battle. May Allah bless you, dear brother. Fist of a North Star writes, Brother Ali, I just had a question. Why was the film name changed to The Lady of Heaven from the original The Day of Torture? This was in discussion with the production or the companies contracted with the Enlightened Kingdom, and also the view of workers and individuals, brothers, whom are in Enlightened Kingdom. The Day of Torture was an initial starter name for the project, which many films actually, many films globally have this. Many films have initial names to which they change, such as even Star Wars. Star Wars, their initial name was something, and the latter is Star Wars, or they changed the title of the film or the series. Many films occurred like this, and plus, there was a point of view. There was a point of view that the day of torture sounds like a more horror film rather than the story that we want to convey. The Lady of Heaven title is indeed the precise, golden name that sparks the interest of millions around the globe and gives the impression that we want to give to the audience. Therefore, and amongst many other discussions occurring in many other aspects, we chose The Lady of Heaven to be the name of the film title. Brother Ali, will Imam Hussein and Imam Hassan make an appearance in the movie? Question by 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗢𝗥𝗓𝗦 Maxim. Yes, Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein, blessings be upon them, do have an appearance in the movie, which inshallah you will see. Sorry. I'm not sure if there's any more questions. Muhammad Hassan Akhbari, yeah, you got it. Muslim Online, are we invading the Wahhabis in the depth of their homes, influencing their children? Indeed, Brother Muslim Online, this film shall invade the most prohibited zones, as they call it, shall breach these zones. And you find that the most people whom are attempting to work so hard on stopping this film and stopping its dissemination, fighting this film, you would find that this story and this film shall breach into their very own houses. And how much times have we heard it? Forget a film. Forget a film. We'll take that call in 2 minutes, inshallah. Forget a film. My apologies. Forget a film, or forget a series, or a representation, a cinematic representation. Rather, the very lectures of Shaykh al-Habib, the very lectures of Shaykh al-Habib found itself in the heart of the Saudi family. Yes, and in the very hearts of those so prominent or so defensive, taking it a force to fight Shaykh al-Habib's lectures and his dissemination or his message to be conveyed. How about a cinematic film? How about a cinematic film? And the thought is yours. We have Ali from the UK. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu rahmatullah. How are you, brother Ali? Inshallah, you well?
Alhamdulillah. Welcome, dear brother.
Oh, that's very good. Brother al-Habib, I wanted to, of course, share my opinion about this trailer as well, and then proceed in asking you a question about it as well and your thought. So so when the trailer came out, it was honestly I couldn't really believe you. I watched it was each time I watch it as well, it breaks my heart. I always shed tears because how long have we waited for such a thing to happen? It's amazing because, like you mentioned before as well, seeing the reaction of, for example, many non-Muslims about this trailer opens the eye how great this lady is that we have in our lives. So the other thing that I wanted to ask you about as well, because of these reactions that we get from many people that watch the trailer, shouldn't we, I don't know what you think about it as well, but maybe point them towards the right literature so they can read about the Lady of Heaven, just because, of course, they might be confused to where to actually look and do their research. Maybe we could simplify it for them. I don't know what your thoughts is about that, dear Brother Ali, just because, like I said, when I always watch the trailer and other people's reactions, they get so surprised and astonished of why this was kept silent for 1,400 years. And then they say, you know what, I will actually look into this, who this lady is. And then I think in the back of my mind, will they know where to look? Of course, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put some sort of guidance in their hearts so they look at the right place. But
Of course.
dear Brother Ali, Habib, I just wanted to sort of know your opinion about that as well.
Inshallah, I will answer inshallah. But I'd like to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
When you first saw this film, the first initial reaction, how did you feel?
To be honest, I'll be very honest, Ali al-Habib, I started crying because
I'm sure many.
that was my first
same.
reaction. I cried because sorry, I cried because you could see the scenes of the Lady of Light, and you could see the Muslimiyah of how much the al-Bayt was mistreated by these zalims. Yeah. So seeing all these scenes, honestly, it broke me into pieces, because when we sit in the majalis and listen to the tragedy of the Ahl Bayt is one thing, but when you're actually seeing it in picture, it's a different scenario altogether. It's you see how these holy characters are being mistreated. What have they done to be treated like that by the Muslims once the Prophet has passed away? So yeah, that literally broke me into pieces, Ali and Habib. That was my initial reaction to it. Then I just kept returning back to it just to analyze the scenes a bit more. But yeah, that was my initial reaction. My heart broke into pieces, brother.
Many, dear brother, have had the same experience. I myself, upon watching the trailer for the first time, we can't help but break down into tears.
Yeah, that's so true. That's very true, brother. It's
especially with the background behind the film also. The series of events that occurred. This film has a story, has a very interesting story. I mean, the making of this film and the events that occurred, the obstacles that came in our way to try to stop this film from happening. Upon seeing the trailer, one can't help but break down into tears. And indeed, upon watching the film, dear brother, I'm not sure. I believe, and I am sure, that the person who watches this film will not be able to sleep his night after watching this film. His mind shall be occupied with the story. I am sure of this. May Allah bless you, dear brother Ali.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your call.
You're very welcome, and inshallah, be looking forward to the next show, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much for accepting the call.
May Allah bless you abundantly, inshallah. Brother Ali had a very powerful message to say in this call. Indeed, millions, hundreds of thousands around the world shared with him this experience. It is truly a time where words can't express the profundity of the meaning behind this film and behind this instance. And to answer the brother's question, he asked that those individuals whom are watching, who are reacting to the trailer, how are we able to express or lead them to their right research? I assure him and assure the brothers whom also are asking about this, these questions or this similar like questions, with the production or with the launch of this film, or hopefully prior to that, there will be a work, inshallah, published by the 𝗦𝗨𝗣𝗣𝗢𝗥𝗓 Foundation, giving to the people who have questions regarding the authenticity of the incident and of the events covered with regards to the attack on the Lady of Heaven, giving them the opportunity to read themselves this work and read themselves the sources so that they may find clarity. We will put our best, inshallah, to answer all questions related to the story of this film. A work will be published inshallah in the next couple months, and a series will be recorded. A series of over maybe 40 episodes will be recorded covering the events from the event of Ghadir till the event of the death of the Lady of Heaven, answering all misconceptions, answering all doubts, which inshallah the questioner will find clarity in, inshallah. We have another caller who is with us. Sulaiman from USA. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, brother?
Alhamdulillah. And yourself, Brother Sulaiman?
Alhamdulillah. So, I was calling in specifically to comment on something. One of the brothers I saw said along the lines of this movie is going into the households of the Wahhabis. And this had me thinking for a moment how the Shia, if one of the Shia youth or anyone comes in, they question any of the scholars about reading the books of the others. The scholar will always say, yes, this is a good thing to do. You should do this. You should research others. But when you go to the Wahhabis and other such groups, they always say, don't even look at the books of the Rawafid. Don't even comment on them. Don't talk with them. Don't sit with them. We're completely different. And I was wondering, are they going to do something similar with this film? And they're going to portray it almost as if it's a... watching this film is similar to becoming a Shia or something like that.
They may resort to such tactics, and I wouldn't be surprised. But like I said, no matter what they do, no matter if they collide the powers of the world to try to stop this film and try to prevent people from watching this film, you would find that the film reaches to their own houses, and their sisters, their brothers, their daughters, their sons, their uncles, their fathers become Shia رغما عن أنوفهم, which roughly translates to you know like no matter what you do, basically, no matter what you do, no matter if you like it or not, this film will breach their houses, and they will be shocked to find out that their own house members have become Shia, inshallah.
Inshallah. And maybe we'll see some of these, because you did mention that the lectures of Sheikh Yasser have even got as far as to the royal Saudi family. Maybe we'll even see something similar to that with this movie.
Of course, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. If lectures do such thing, if lectures breach its impact to the very Nasibi, if you will, family, which their enemies are the Shi'as of Ahlul Bayt, alayhim salam. If it breaches into their families and one of them becomes Shia, then how about a worldwide film that they may see the events with their own eyes? Shaykh al-Habib in his lectures is reading out the articles or reading out the narrations, reports. How about if they see it with their own eyes? Without a doubt, dear brother Sulaiman, without a shadow of a doubt, this film will definitely breach into the houses of those who try to prevent it from continuing or prevent it from reaching to the world. It will breach their houses, and they will be shocked to find out that their sons, their family members, their household have become Shia, and there is nothing that they can do about it.
Yes, and even if the movie, for example, it doesn't convert somebody immediately to Shiism, because we know there are people, they ask more questions. You don't just show them one thing and they change entirely. They ask more questions. They will go to their father, their mother, their son, or something, and they'll start asking them questions about, well, this Lady of Heaven movie, and we know how the Wahhabis act. They will shut this down very oppressively. So it will open up even more lanes for people. And we know the youth. The youth are bigger into movies, videos, and everything else besides books. Personally, in my experience, I see so many youth that they're always on their phones, but they're never reading anything. Sometimes me included as well. I'm not that old yet. But I feel this is something which is going to break as they call it, a glass ceiling. Because currently, many people don't know about Shiism. Shiism is something hard to access. Most of our books are in Arabic, most of our lectures are in Arabic, and the English content is very little, and the Arabic content is vast. And I feel this is something which will finally break that.
Of course.
So people will be more interested into actually learning about it instead of just putting it off as something fringe, something small, something weird.
Of course, inshallah. Rest assured, dear brother Sulaiman, with the coming of this film, and as I've responded to Brother Ali, there will be books published sufficing those who have questions with regards to the authenticity, with the correct historical records and narrations proving the matter, which will lead to clarity, inshallah. There will be lectures, there will be series upon series, episodes and activity trying to answer each and every single question posed. And of course, if we unite and if we want to reach to these individuals and convey the message, this requires you getting involved, Brother Sulaiman, and everyone you know involved also. This requires everyone who is watching me now, the thousands that will watch. It requires your hand to be in our hand, forming a rain force of activity and a rain force supporting the Lady of Heaven and spreading her message, conveying it to the world. I'll invite you, Brother Sulaiman, if you're in USA, correct?
Yes.
If you go to a prominent street, for example, from where you live, in your state, and record yourself or make a picture, take a picture with the Lady of Heaven poster on your phone, or printing it out, stating, I am with the Lady of Heaven. Let's make this a trend. Let the person from USA, the person from France, the person from Belgium, from China, from India, from Pakistan, the thousands that are watching and will watch, inshallah, let us create this trend. Go to the prominent places in your country. Stand there, take a video and say, I am with the Lady of Heaven. I stand with the Lady of Heaven. And upload it on social media. Let us ensure that this film and the message of this film, the message of Lady Fatima, is conveyed to the world, is conveyed to the masses. Take part in this historic moment. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, you would want to take part in this new era that we have embarked upon. Yes, dear brother.
I will try to find free time to do this, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And based on
and I'll be
based
looking
on what you
forward.
just said,
I'll be looking forward to see this when it's uploaded, and I will share it from my position, and I will also encourage the dear brothers from the organization or from the union to share it also.
to go along with what you just said, I was thinking if it is possible, maybe to get some flyers. If the movie is releasing later than expected, we could get some maybe flyers out and put them around different towns in my area.
Yes, you may go to the website of the Lady of Heaven, and there is a section where it says poster, as far as I recall, and from it you can download a good quality picture with good resolution, and you may print it. You may print it and spread it, put it on the walls, on the door buses, leaflets, house to house, whatever you would find comfortability, or whatever you find comfortable in doing. You may just go to the Lady of Heaven website, Brother Sulaiman, and you should be able to download the poster. Inshallah.
Okay, inshallah, I'll do that then.
Inshallah.
Alright, thank you for the answers and suggestions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah bless you, dear brother. And may Allah accept from you. And I believe that any activity that is put in dissemination to this film is a form of propagation, to Islam, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, insha'Allah, count as deeds and reward you for it abundantly, insha'Allah. We conclude this show by just showing some of the pictures of the activity sent, or the activity had worldwide. I asked the Honorable Director to display these pictures, to which we conclude the show with, inshallah. This is a lady from Iran spreading the Lady of Heaven poster, putting it on known, and as you can see here, there's a picture of Khomeini and Khamenei at the top of this, and right in that position in that place they put the Lady of Heaven poster, sharing it and making sure that the message of Lady Fatima is conveyed. And here we see brothers from Africa, from Ghana, as far as I am aware, spreading and making awareness, bringing awareness to the Lady of Heaven film trailer. And this was their way of propagation, and it was on the birthday of Lady Fatima alayhi salam 1 week ago. And here, ladies and gentlemen, this story, or this image, ladies and gentlemen, is where the story all occurred. This place, ladies and gentlemen, is where it all occurred. Al-Madinatul Munawwara. Right there, the story of Lady Fatima, the attack that occurred, and everything that happened was in that place. All events in the film, or all events with regards to the Lady of Heaven and our Prophet and Ali, peace be upon them, they all happened there in Al-Madinatul Munawwara. We have breached our film into their very houses, into their very place where one would deem it impossible for us to propagate there. But indeed we did. And indeed brothers from around the world, and people from around the world stood there supporting this film. And here we have a beautiful picture, a beautiful art by one of the sisters who drawed this beautiful picture supporting the Lady of Heaven and emphasizing on her support and her stand with the Lady of Heaven. This picture is taken by two sisters in Australia, in the capital, Sydney. And this is what we encourage brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen worldwide, to walk in the footsteps of these honorable people in propagating and disseminating the film's message and conveying the message of Lady Fatima. And here, this is a poster printed voluntarily by an Iraqi brother who put this board on one of the streets in Iraq, once again emphasizing on his support and on his stand with the Lady of Heaven, making people more aware of the activities and the support to which the news article covered, the news outlets from around the world covered. Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you greatly to walk in the footsteps of these honorable people. Stand with the Lady of Heaven. Take part in this historic victory. Take your position. Work as hard as possible in sharing this film, conveying it to the masses. Speak to the streets, speak to the people in the streets. This is something that I personally do. If I were to see a man standing by, I would approach and discuss with him, speak with him. making him react to the trailer right in front of me. And a nice story to conclude with. I approached a man sitting in one of the known centres right on the outskirts of London. And as he was watching this film, he expressed to me that as I was typing the name, the Lady of Heaven, and the person is a Muslim, but he doesn't know anything about Islam, almost. And very influenced by ISIS, on the contrary. He did not know even the basics of Islam, though he was influenced by ISIS propaganda. He says, as you were speaking to me, because I was speaking to him, I was telling him, have you watched this film about Lady Fatima alayhi salam, the daughter of Prophet Muhammad? And I was speaking to him. So he was like, no. And as he was writing the film name on YouTube, he expressed to me that I had goosebumps whilst I was writing. And after I watched it, every hair, or almost close to what he said, every hair on my body stood watching this film and watching the events of this film. And he did not know at all, like I said, as most Muslims, as most people worldwide, do not know Lady Fatima and what occurred about her. This specific individual was rather influenced by ISIS. And as I was telling him that this film will reveal to you the roots of terrorism in Islam and how Islam has nothing got to do with this, he tried to argue, actually. He was saying, actually, ISIS, we can't deny that some of what they do is good. That's what he said. And I, of course, embarked or began to discuss with him, debating him on this topic, or on this point. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a truly worrying phenomenon. That's people are under the influence of ISIS and the ideology of ISIS, respecting the founders of ISIS, namely Abu Bakr and Umar, Aisha. Indeed, if these personalities fall, the ideology of ISIS shall be dispersed and wiped clean from the minds of the Muslims and people worldwide. And a new beaming light shall emerge. The light of Muhammad, blessings be upon him, and his purified progeny. The guides whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala divinely designated, to which if we shall hold on to them, we shall be victorious and win, and the one who rejects them shall be certainly regretful. هذا وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.